A lot of fighting these guys.
Yeah, I told them my blood pressure is definitely going up, but you got to give them a lot of credit. As I challenge the fans, appreciate the grit in this group, and I get some really nice emails about how tough these kids are. So yes, we got to pitch a little better, and we got to play a little better defense, and you always got to try to get a few more hitters going. But there's something special about a group that can take some real blows and not give up and fight back and just play a full game.
Crazy thing about today is you take obviously the first inning out and you pitched fairly well, and you had a couple of fielding things that kind of hurt you at times.
Yeah, and I commended the bullpen. Tate, Prosecki, Galvan, they bounced right back after maybe not being great yesterday. And partly that was my fault and some of the decisions I made, but just for them to come back and be aggressive today, it's always good to get Lohman going. Like, man, that's the guy we keep saying. That's a swing guy for us. He makes us a different pitching staff, and so that was a bright spot today. And that was my message. We got to shore up some of the defensive issues, and pitching and defense have to be a little more of a constant if we're going to be special.
What was your message to the team as a whole after you guys go down 5-0 after just the first half inning?
Yeah, there's not much to say. Just run in, and they know if you can answer, don't let them settle in and put up a bunch of zeros. And in baseball, it's tough because if you try too hard. But this group is confident in their ability, and like I said, I think they show a lot of grit and a lot of toughness, and we came out on top today.
You move Peyton up in the order, and he always seems to be, at least right now, in the middle of big things for you guys.
Well, it's not a knock on Cam. He's struggling a little bit. It's more about just get your hottest hitters as many. The theory now in baseball is you put your best hitter at 1 or 2, and having Jack in the 5-hole. I love having him in the 5-hole because, man, you come up with a lot of guys on base. But we just felt like let's put him up to 3 and maybe give him another at bat or 2, and let's just give Cam a different look. As hitters all go through it. They all fight it at certain times, and like I told Cam, I could drop him even more just to take a little pressure off him and just to give him a different look. And but yeah, Peyton, obviously huge at bats today.
At 395 on the season, what is it about him? It seems like every at bat is pretty similar. Very
consistent. You said it. The quality at bats, recognizing. I think when guys are locked in, and we'll get Benson going. He's lost a lot of time. When hitters recognize the spin. That's, to me, especially right-handed hitters with the right-handed slider. I give a lot of credit to their lefty, man. He cut up our righties today. Jack was about the only righty that competed. The lefties were on him because he had to throw some more fastballs, and the breaking ball had to be up a little bit. But Snyder and Vrabel do an unbelievable job with our hitters, and you just got to get back into the right routine, and you got to be on time. You just got to recognize. So, but you can learn a lot from Jack because the at-bats are very consistent.
Over the first month, the bullpen kind of largely struggled, but ever since conference play started, more often than not, it seems like that you guys are having collectively like a really good performance. Like you only gave up 2 runs in 8 innings on the bullpen today.
Well, and that's the thing, Matt. The only way they're going to get better is they have to run out there. So you're going to go through some growing pains, but we just got to keep running them out there. And so as the Liggett's today, and it's been Grundy earlier in the weekend series, and obviously Walter and other guys, the only way they're going to get better is if we keep running them out there. And that's you just got to go through some of the growing pains. But as I mentioned it early in the week, the longer this season goes on, the more they grow out of that freshman year and they trust themselves, and because we need them all. We need that bullpen. As you see in college baseball, it's a lot of these games are won and lost in the bullpen, and we feel good about ours.
You kind of mentioned him, but how big to get Carter? That's 2 of his last 3 that have been pretty good outings.
Well, so we talked about it. If our bullpen's going to be special, and it is at times, Carter adds another element. And right now, where we're struggling a little bit with our starting pitching, the bullpen's even more important. It'd be nice to get another starter or 2 going, but until the starters get going, we're relying a lot on that bullpen. But fortunately, we've got depth, so we're not overusing guys. and they're fresh, and like we said, they're going to keep getting better the more we run them out.
I know you don't want to look too far in advance, but heading into this weekend, you guys are 1-2 in the Atlantic Division standings. What does this series win do for the remainder of the season for you guys in terms of just building and finishing strong towards the regular season?
We got 12 ACC games left. I'm always honest when I say this. I don't look at standings. I'm not going to try harder because they're first place, second place, or last place. We got 4 games at home. We've shown the ability to play good baseball at home. My challenge to them was, we're going to have to go on the road at some point. So we're going to have to play better. If you're going to win on the road and you're going to win at the highest level of college baseball, we're just going to have to shore some things up. So I'm just look forward to a bunch of guys getting an opportunity to pitch Tuesday night and hopefully get some momentum. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll get ready for the weekend.